Hey, welcome to the Sailing Duels podcast. My guest today is none other than Phillip Winter. How you doing, man?
Awesome. Great to be at the Miami Boat Show.
Yeah, we are at the Miami Boat Show, and you are, I guess, the sales manager for Navigare Yachting.
That's correct.
All right. Yeah. First, is it Navigare or Navigare?
Navigare. It's based on a Latin word, actually a phrase, navigare necessite est. Okay. You must go sailing.
Okay. All right. Well, you must go sailing. Yeah. So let's do that. So I guess I've been on and off you guys' boats. How many bases do you have around the world now? Like 10 or 12?
We have 12 bases.
12 bases?
Yeah. Actually, just opened a new base in U.S. Virgin Islands as of day before yesterday. Okay. St. Martin's coming up.
Right. I'm looking forward to the St. Martin base. That'll be nice. And then hopefully expanding other places.
Tahiti is after.
Oh, really?
That.
Tahiti? Mm-hmm. So it's going to be Tahiti or Bora Bora or which one?
Probably Taraitea or Tahiti.
Okay.
We've got two options for our bases.
All right. Well, I've been sailing through there once. It's beautiful. So that's a good spot. So I guess, so explain what Navigare is then. I mean, what is the business model? What do you guys do?
Yeah, we sell boats, place them into charter fleets, and we operate the charters for our owners. And we've been quite successful, a Swedish-owned company, great principles, and one of the keys has been really maintaining boats well.
Yeah, so I've been on several of your competitors over the years, and you can tell which ones don't do a lot of maintenance. And so, but I get on your guys' boats, the maintenance has been pretty good. And even when it's a boat, there's always going to be an issue on something. You guys have sent a crew out like that same day to fix whatever the problem was. So it's kind of nice. So so you guys don't own the boats, you have owners that do that. And so what is their role? How does that program work? Yeah,
we find that a lot of people don't have a lot of time to spare, but they've got enough money to get a boat. Mm-hmm. They want to put a boat in our fleet. We'll manage it for them, pay very handsomely, and there are some potentials for tax write-offs. But the key is you get usage time. You get to get out, sail your boat, sail any boat in any of our fleets worldwide.
So how does that work? So if I buy a Lagoon 460, do I get to use any 460 or other types of boats, or how does that work?
Yeah, you can use any boat in our fleet.
Any boat in the fleet.
If you want to use a small monohull, no problem. You get a little more usage time if you're using smaller boats. You can get a Lagoon 65 and blow all your points in usage time.
Okay.
So we try to keep it really flexible.
You have Lagoon 65s in the fleet?
We don't. We've got a 55 that just entered and
I went through
65
one of those,
coming.
Really? You have a 65 coming? Mm-hmm. So the 55, Lagoons I've always kind of been iffy on, but I do like the 55 for sure. And I went through the 65 just to do it. And that's a beast. That thing will charter. That's got to be, the charter on that's got to be real expensive. If you were but if you own it, hey. So you get, on average, I think it's 6 weeks a year or something like that, but it depends seasonally, or what is that?
Yeah, we have two programs. We have a guaranteed program where we guarantee anywhere from 8.5% to 10% of the cost of the boat.
Okay.
So you take $1 million boat, for example, and we guarantee payments of anywhere between $85,000 and $100,000 per year for the duration of the term.
So is it 8.5% of its purchase value, or will that depreciate and do that, or is it
of the full purchase price?
Wow, so $85,000 a year.
$85,000 to $100,000 a year.
Guaranteed.
It's truly, there are very few investments that you can have up to 6 year guaranteed 8.5% income.
So even if. So what are interest rates these days? 6, 7?
For boat loans in charter, they're about 7.5%.
So basically you're getting it interest free almost, or plus 1% for the first 7 years or whatever.
Exactly.
Wow.
And there's really, you're paying the interest on the loan amount, not necessarily the whole amount. Typically about 20% down on the boat and 80% financed, although numbers work out great if you can buy the boat outright and just take that guarantee as a cash return.
Well, yeah, because 8.5%, if you're investing in the stock market, you may or may not be getting 8.5%.
May or may not.
I never thought of it that way. So you're guaranteed 8.5% on your. Wow. So that actually is not bad.
That is not bad. We also have a variable program that tends to earn a little bit more, and it has the advantage of being tax advantaged. So
you were kind of explaining, how does that tax advantage? I guess you can write off the depreciation.
Yeah, let's take that same boat this year. we're able to accelerate the depreciation 60% of the boat. So $1 million boat, we can depreciate $600,000. Basically, you can claim a loss year one of $600,000.
Right.
And if you're in the top tax bracket, that's about $250,000 in tax savings.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's, but I mean, so the variable, it's not guaranteed, but it on average does a little better.
It does.
Okay,
it does,
and you get the tax advantage.
So we have a special going on at the boat show. The revenue split is 80% to the owner, 20% to the base.
Okay.
To operate the boat.
Okay, and so what? So what are the owners when 20% down, and I guess you help them get financing if they need it?
We do. We work with a number of banks that can help with the financing.
Okay. And then, so what are they, I guess, is it difference in the programs? Like what are they responsible for as far as upkeep and maintenance and all that?
Right. In our guaranteed program, absolutely nothing.
Okay.
You place the boat in the fleet, and we take care of everything.
If an alternator goes out, that's you guys fix it.
You have no expenses ever in the. You
don't pay for insurance. You don't pay for marina. You don't pay for any upkeep and maintenance.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
It's pretty.
One exception: if it's a U.S. Coast Guard documented boat, the documentation goes to the owner, so it's going to be about $50.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's not much. Okay, and then so what's the other program then? I mean, I guess because I know. For the tax advantages, you kind of have to be an active partner or something,
Participant,
right?
yes.
Participant in so you're probably responsible. What are you responsible for that?
So you pay the expenses for the boat.
Okay.
And we have just a few categories. It's slip fees, insurance, service cost. We pull our boats out every year. Of course, that really helps with our maintenance and keeping the boats in pristine condition. So there are those costs that you pay, and you pay with those out of the 80%. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to pay out of pocket. Typically, the revenue is generated, and the revenue pays off those expenses, and the rest goes to you on a quarterly basis.
Okay. Yeah.
So you do need to be an active participant.
Right.
It is a boat as a business.
Right.
You need to be in business to make money, and that's really very important. It's not a tax dodge or anything like that.
Sure. Well, you said you've had guys that have been audited, and then it's all passed and everything.
All passed. We work with some great CPAs, and we can help. Depending on a financial situation, we can find a right path that works for just about anybody.
All right. So how long does it take to get into a boat? So you're here at the boat show. You're like, man, I want one of those. How does that work?
We tend to get all of our boats delivered for the Caribbean in the fall.
Okay.
So
after hurricane season.
After hurricane season. So the boats typically arrive in the before the season starts. And we want to make sure that they capture that full season and full revenue.
Right.
So depending on where we are, we tend to sell out of our fall boats about this time of year. So it's typically about 6 to 9 months before you can get on your boat.
So have you guys pre-ordered these? I mean, because if you go to Lagoon right now and you say I want a Lagoon 550, you're like, okay, well, I'll talk to you in 2018. But you guys have already pre-ordered them.
We have.
Okay.
2028, I think it
really?
is now. Now 2018, yeah.
Yeah, what did I say? Yeah, 2028.
Time warp.
Yeah.
We do. We're one of the largest purchasers of Lagoon catamarans, Bali catamarans, Fontaine Pajot, and of course the Island Spirit.
Yeah.
So we do. We pre-order boats so that we typically always have boats available.
Okay, and then since you brought up Island Spirit, I guess one of the things that struck me, and that's why I decided to get one, is that they kind of took all the things about all the different boats that I like. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you have the Leopard has the walk-through door, the Bali has the big fly bridge and stuff like that. And I mean, I guess you guys were kind of integral with helping design the boat for that reason?
Yes. We've been partnered with Island Spirit as our partner at the charter base for coming up on 10 years, so quite a relationship with
yeah, because they're the charter base in I guess Phuket and Koh Chang, Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so we have great relation with them. They've been building boats for quite some time. We really wanted to build an electric boat, and so we partnered with Island Spirit, and we came up with all of the ideas. They had the basic design. And I think we've, by working together, we've really come up with a great boat at a wonderful price.
I think so that's, I mean, I've always been like a, comfort over speed kind of sailor. I mean, but I don't think it'll be slow because, I mean, it's all high density foam. Like there's no wood on the boat. So I think it'll be pretty light and no engines. It will have the batteries away, but I think weight wise, it'll probably be maybe a little bit lighter than a traditional boat. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Significantly lighter, I believe.
Think so?
Yeah.
Okay. So that, I mean, and if you know anything about boats, it's all about waterline and weight is the two things. I guess sail area.
And sail area.
Sail area. Yeah. But I mean, that is a, I guess because it has that big fly bridge, it doesn't have as big a main as it could, but that's all right. I'd rather have that fly bridge than anything else. So what, I guess, so there are currently 6 of those under contract, and I guess I'm getting hole number 1, and I guess you guys are filling out orders for those, or how? I mean,
we are. It's really a phenomenal boat at a great price. Love to talk to anybody about it, and I hopefully people have been watching your videos from the factory, watching the build process, and we're all looking forward to getting out sailing on hull number 1.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Just any day now, I think it'll be splashed. So we'll do that. So by the way, guys, there's links to the Island Spirit and plus the ownership program with you guys all in the description. And I guess I'll have your phone number popping up there if anybody wants to talk to them about that. And then, of course, I will probably have this out before the end of the boat show. If you're in southern Florida, want to come check out one of these boats, come to the Miami Boat Show. So you get in the program, you put 20% down. What's the usage like? Tell me about it.
Yeah, great. The boat shows up and you call our owner care team and say, I want to go sailing in Croatia on this week. I want to do the Seychelles on that week. And you get out and go sailing. We offer up to 12 weeks of sailing per year.
Right.
So it tends to satisfy most people's sailing needs and urges. But we also have something special. We're able to allow our owners to exchange a couple of sailing weeks for land holidays.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have a partnership with a company called Third Home.
Okay, I've heard of them.
Yeah, and if you want to do a villa in Tuscany for a week or a ski chalet in Vail, you trade out one of your sailing weeks for keys in the Third Home program.
And so what if, so say, you get 6 to 12 weeks a year, depending on that, and you're busy that year, you only get to use 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, are you just losing those weeks, or how does that work?
Yeah, in the our shared revenue program, it's the most flexible. So you can have the most sailing time. We're quite generous, and if you need to go over those 12 weeks, certainly a possibility. However, if you don't use many weeks, if you use far fewer weeks, you just earn more revenue.
So like the partnership one where it's not guaranteed, then because if you're using the boat, it can't be chartered out that week, so you're not making the 80%. And so I guess if then you're making, it's chartering more, say those 6 weeks get chartered out half, then you're making an extra, 80% on those 3 weeks.
Exactly.
And then, so what about the non-guaranteed side?
The non-guaranteed,
or the guaranteed side.
The guaranteed side, it's a point system.
Okay.
And that's how we can make it more flexible. It's typically 2 high season weeks and 1 mid-season week, which if you exchange them all for low season weeks would be 8 low season weeks. Okay. And then an additional 4 short notice weeks.
Oh, okay. And so what is the short notice period? Like
1 week.
Also,
it typically in Europe, in the Mediterranean, all of the boats go out every Saturday, and it's very regimented. So we really have to do the 1 week notice. Mm-hmm. We've been made some exceptions for the Caribbean, where we have a little more advance notice for availability. Mm-hmm. But in general, if you use your class of boat, between 3 and 8 weeks. However, you can spend all your points on the biggest boat in the fleet, or get lots and lots more weeks sailing smaller boats in less expensive locations. So
a lot of people are dreaming about getting into lifestyle. Maybe they don't have much sailing experience. I mean, how does that, if they, you guys help them with captains and stuff like that, or how does that work?
That is absolutely my favorite question. I'm so glad you asked that. My goal in life is to get as many people sailing as possible. Okay. And for me, I want kids out sailing especially, and I did the Ark a number of years ago with my 84-year-old dad, and we had an 8-month-old baby on board.
Oh, really? Wow, that's quite an age difference in crew.
Yeah, we had just a tremendous time, and so I want people sailing.
Yeah.
So we sell a lot of boats to people that have never sailed before, and we'll do instruction either through our ASA program or through Nautic Ed, where people can study online before coming down to the boat.
So they can, I think I saw on the base there that you can actually, I mean, you can hire a captain to give you instruction and do the certifications on your own boat.
Exactly. Exactly. And we want to make sure all of our owners are competent and confident sailors. So we want them well trained, and we're happy to help with that.
All right. And so what is the normal period of length in the program? Or
we have on our on our shared revenue program, the ultimate program, we'll do up to 7 years. So we'll guarantee that revenue for up to 7 years. Our owners just need to give us a year notice every year.
And then they can pull it out?
They can pull it out. We're booking reservations about a year in advance, so we need that time to be able to move the boat out of the fleet. But we're happy if things change and somebody wants to go sail around the world. We want that to happen.
And so then the other, I guess it depends on the boat too, or is that okay?
No, it's really just the program.
Okay.
So with the complete or guaranteed revenue program, up to 6 seasons.
Okay. And then, so you got the boat. Okay, so what happens at the end of that? You're taking the program out, what are y'all doing to the boat at that point? Are y'all refurbishing it or doing anything? We do.
We do. As a matter of fact, really something that sets Navigare apart, again, I'm going back to that service and maintenance of the boat. In our contract, we have a service guarantee. Everything we do, everything's tracked digitally. The boat comes in from a charter. If there's something that's deficient, it creates a trouble ticket. Our owners have access to the program. They can see what's being done on their boat. But also part of that is a very, very detailed phase-out program, down to the detail of a ding in wood more than 2 millimeters will be filled.
Oh, really?
It's really a very detailed program. We want to have, we're in a long-term relationship with our owners. And as a matter of fact, the company was started 23 years ago, and with 6 owners. 3 of those owners still have boats.
Oh, really? That's cool.
After all that time. So it's really important that we have a great relationship with our owners, and we don't want to have somebody in our program for 7 years and then have a bad experience at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking, one of your, I guess you helped him with the boat, and you've known him for a long time too. So I went sailing in the BVI with one on a Navigare boat with one of the owners. It was kind of cool. So when we were doing a flotilla, we do flotillas all the time. There's probably links down below if you'd like to join us. The next one's gonna be in Croatia in July. We were just setting that up here a couple days ago. So you assigned me Blue Heron, so Lagoon 42, and I was like, oh, well, I know whose boat that is. So I called up Abby, who's the owner, Abby and Jamie, and I said, hey guys, why don't you come join me on the flotilla on your own boat? And they've been in the program like 2 years now, and they seem very happy with everything. Their goal for it was they did the 20% down. They're doing the guaranteed revenue, and he says that it's paying more than his note on the boat, and they're planning to do 6, maybe 7 years with it, and then pull it out of the program and go cruising. And he was saying that when you helped them design the boat, that they wanted to set it up for cruising right then. But he did do some good choices. Like he did the B&G instead of going like Marine or something like that. But he was like, yeah, we put a bowsprit and all that, and the charter, or the sales rep that was like coaching him was like, no, wait till you get it out of charter first, because But he was pretty happy with he was very happy with how everything was going. Yeah,
Abby and I worked together. I was harbor master on Catalina Island, 2 harbors in Catalina Island off the coast of California. Abby was the captain of Baywatch, and we worked really closely together.
Mr. Hasselhoff himself.
Yes, wonderful. I mean, couple. They're both amazing.
They're really nice. And then, let's see, I was going to say, their plan is, and I guess are most people putting it in charter to use it 6 weeks a year, and they don't plan going full time, or are most people kind of doing it? Okay, at the end of that 7 years, it's time to retire. I'm going to go off into the sunset. I mean,
yeah, we tend to have really 3 exit strategies, if you will. One is my favorite, of course. We're going to keep the boat in for 3 years or 4 years, retiring, and off we go.
Yeah.
We're sailing around the world. That is by far my favorite.
Yeah.
Others, for tax reasons, for financial reasons, they just roll into a new boat.
Right.
So we'll trade the boat in to a new boat, and that's a third to a half of our owners.
Do you get like the tax, like the 1031 exchange? I don't know if that's the same thing in boats, where as long as you roll into another one, you don't have to pay the tax on it, or?
That's correct. And actually it's much more beneficial than a 1031 exchange.
Okay.
1031 exchange has time limitations, and money has to go into certain buckets. With a boat, you have the whole calendar year to sell a boat or trade in a boat and take delivery of a new boat.
Right.
So a lot less limitations. But it has some good tax implications.
Yeah. And then the other exit, I think you said 3 would be just.
The third is lifestyles or life changes, and just sell the boat.
Yeah.
And we help with that.
So, okay, you do help them sell the boat when they have much time. And then, so Abby and Jamie, what they plan to do is, you guys have made the payments, or they've made the payments through revenue for 7 years. And so then they put 28% down, plus they've made the payments for 7 years. So their note's a lot less than it would have been. And they're just going to refinance at that point and sail off into the sunset. And then that makes their refinance rate more affordable.
Yes.
And so I guess, so you guys can help them with that too?
We do.
Okay.
We do. I'm, again, my favorite is getting people out sailing, whatever it takes, and especially kids, and getting out, getting kids crossing the ocean.
Yeah. I've done the Pacific, looking forward to doing the Atlantic. So, we'll do that someday. I don't know. Hopefully that'll be the last ocean I do, of the circumnavigation, because I want to go from the Med, but that's another podcast. But, all right. So, I mean, is there any other parts of the program we need to talk about or discuss?
Yeah, really it's a very simple program, completely unknown to most people, and could be scary if you don't really have an idea of how it works and the whole process, from when to put the down payment down, when to make the final payment, when the boat's in charter. We're happy to walk you through all of that. We have a lot of information on our webpage, Navigare-Yachting.com. Great place to get information. If you fill out any forms, make sure to mention Bobby.
Yep, please. There's a link down below.
Make sure to mention Bobby, and we will walk you through everything. It's, for us, it's simple because we do it all the time, but for our owners, can be somewhat complex and daunting. We try to make that as simple as possible. But the bottom line is, you get to get out and sail, earn revenue, and potentially some very significant tax incentives.
Everybody I've talked to so far that's either been an owner or a charter has really enjoyed it. We've had some great times on the flotillas, so we're doing more of those. But hey, thanks for taking the time. I know you're busy with the boat show today, so thanks for taking the time to talk to me. And I'm ready to get one of these Island Spirits here in Annapolis to debut.
Yes, can't wait.
All right.
Can't wait.
Thanks, Phillip.
Bobby, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. All the links are down below, and please click that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next podcast.